use here in our developmental program that require minimal equipment, okay, to execute. We'll start out with the resistive sled sprint. Here Brian will demonstrate that's a resistive sled. Some people also have seen use a tire for this exercise. Brian's just going to explode out and run through 10 yards. Set, go! Next we'll use Mike Humpel as an example. Here we're working with a partner. All Mike has here, is a football belt and some rope that you can buy at a local hardware store, and we're going to give him some resistance here. Say it, go. If you don't have a resistant sled to work with, or if you don't have a partner to work with a belt and rope, you can also use hill running to increase your ability to run fast and use the hill as a resistance. The key here is that you want to keep it a low-grade hill. You want to stay at about a 10 to 20 degree incline. That will allow you to improve your speed, okay, and maintain a specificity to sprint training. If you're running up a hill that is too steep, you'll lose that specificity and it will be more of a strength exercise than it will be a speed exercise. So that covers our resistance sprinting, starting with a sled, moving on to a partner, and then also the opportunity to use a hill if you don't have a partner or the equipment to execute our resistance exercises. Lateral speed and change of direction is critical to success on the football field. Our next group of drills will cover our ability to change direction and move laterally. Our first exercise is the pro agility. It's also called the 20-yard shuttle. This is a standard football test that you see at combines, and it's used to evaluate an athlete's ability to move laterally. We use it within our program to improve our ability to change direction. Mike's going to start in a three-point stance. He's going to start 5 yards to his right and touch the line. He'll sprint back 10 yards, touch the line, and finish through his original starting position. Set, go. It's important anytime you change the direction, you sink your hips, maintain a base. Sink your hips, feet apart, maintain a base. That is the pro agility. 5 to the right, 10 back to the left, and then 5 through to finish. If we go right, we also work left side as well. So we don't always start to the right, we also move to the left. Our next drill is a triangle agility. These cones are 5 yards apart in the form of a triangle. Our athlete will start on the right side of the drill. Anytime we do our cone agilities, we will put our near hand down to the cone. So right now, James is going to actually put his left hand down and be in a left-handed stance because that's the near side to the cone. As we move right side and left side within our drill work, if we do 3 reps from the right and 3 reps from the left, we'll end up doing 3 reps out of a left-handed stance and 3 reps out of a right-handed stance. So anytime we do a cone agility, near hand to the cone will go down. Okay, again, this is a 5-yard triangle, James will demonstrate. It's going to be a sprint up top. It's going to be down and around this cone, sprint up top again, and he'll finish with a back pedal. Triangle agility. Ready, go. Hips down around the cone, hips down around the cone. He's up here, he's going to touch this line and back pedal to finish. That's the triangle agility. This next drill is the 4-cone agility square. Again, we'll start here on the right side of the cones. Brian's near hand will be his left hand, so he'll start in a left-handed stance. These cones are 5 yards apart, so it's a 5-yard square. Brian will sprint, he will shuffle, back pedal, and then shuffle to finish. So in this drill we have forward sprinting, lateral shuffling, and back pedal as well. So we get all 4 movements during this drill. Here we go with Brian. Ready, go. Hips down, shuffle, back pedal, and hips down, eyes up through the shuffle. That's the 4-cone square. This next drill we call the 3-cone sprint agility. So you'll also see this drill called the L drill. It's a standardized combine test. We use this drill within our program, again, to develop our ability to change direction. Mike Humpel is going to demonstrate. These cones, again, are 5 yards apart, 5 yards from 1 to 2 and 5 yards from 2 to 3. It will start, Mike is going to sprint 5 yards, come back, hit that line, 5 yards, then he'll come down and he'll run around this top cone. He'll be inside out around this 3rd cone and then finish with a left-hand turn back through his original starting spot. Hips down and base. Everything you do, hips down and base. Ready, go. Right hand, back, right hand. He's going to come around this cone inside out and finish through his original starting spot. That's a 3-cone sprint agility. Our next drill is the X drill. We're back to a 4-cone square. These cones are 5 yards apart on the X drill. Okay? Brian's going to start inside the cone. And his near hand will be the right hand, so he'll be in a right-handed stance. He's going to sprint up top. We'll do it in slow motion here, Brian. Okay, we're going to sprint up top, hips down base, touch the cone. We're going to opposite corner, back up top, opposite corner, forming an X, and then we're sprinting through the finish. That's the X drill. We essentially form an X by crisscrossing through the box. Here's Brian Gaddis. He'll do it a little bit faster. Set, go. Hips down base, accelerate, hips down base, accelerate. We say base, we're talking feet apart, feet apart. That's the X drill. This next drill is the 4-cone drill. We utilize this exercise a number of different ways by using different combinations. The first combination we'll demonstrate for you. We'll just call it a 1, 2, 3. What the athlete does is, in each drill, he needs to get to the first cone, the second cone, and the third cone, working on base change of direction, mechanics, hips down, keep your feet apart on the change, accelerating in and out of your change each time you change direction. Brian's going to demonstrate, he's going to touch, Mike's going to demonstrate, he's going to touch directly next to the cone, an imaginary line next to that cone. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4-cone ladder. Ready, go. 1, and he's back, cone number 2, and all the way out to cone number 3. Next up, we'll have Brian demonstrate. Now we will mix up our combinations. That was a 1, 2, 3. Now we'll do a 2, 1, 3. So on the first leg, Brian's going to come out to cone number 2. He'll go back to the start, out to cone number 1, back to the start, then all the way out to cone number 3, and finish through the start. So go. Going 2, hips down base, out to 1, and all the way out to 3. That's 2, 1, 3. Now we'll have James demonstrate. Go 1, 3, 2. 1, 3, 2. Sit, go. We're 1, all the way out to 3. Back to the start, hips down in base, and 2. That's our 4-cone agility drill. Again, we use a ladder step progression, and we're constantly mixing up our combinations. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, 3, 2, 1. Okay, use your imagination. There's a number of combinations, obviously, that you can use there. Thank you. This segment will cover top speed. We started out with our jump training. We moved into our acceleration training and our change of direction training. This segment will cover top speed, which is our ability to run once we've got up, okay, out of our acceleration phase, and we're running through that second half of our 40-yard dash. Our first exercise is called a build-up. We're working on our top speed running mechanics. That is good posture with our chest up, our hips are tall, good arm action, chin to hip pocket with our arm action, keeping those elbows in, and then good leg action. Good high knee action, stepping over that opposite knee with our toe up. Our build-up is an exercise that will go over 40 to 60 yards. Today we'll give an example of 60 yards. And the athlete will gradually increase his speed. In the first segment, he'll start at 60%, then move to 70% in between the second set of cones, then 80%, and then 90% over his last interval of the build-up. And what we're trying to accomplish here is we are going to run with perfect running mechanics at 60, 70, 80, and then up at 90%. We want to carry our running mechanics with us as we gradually increase our speed. Brian will demonstrate the 60-yard build-up. Ready, go. Nice posture, hips are tall, chin to hip pocket, knee up, toe up, gradually increasing speed, up at 90% over the last interval. That is a 60-yard build-up. Gradual increase in speed over 60 yards. Our next exercise is called an in and an out. James will demonstrate running at 70% for the first leg of the drill, and then he'll quickly accelerate into 90%, and then he'll be out again at 70%, and then in again at 90%. So we're going out, and in. And the objective of the drill is to run with perfect mechanics at 70%, and then take those perfect mechanics with us as we increase our speed up to 90% when we're on the in intervals. Ready, go. So here he's out, nice and tall, chin to hip pocket. Now he picks up speed. Perfect mechanics, good posture, good arm action, and good leg action. Out, in, out, in. Our last top speed exercise would be the flying 30. In our first movement, the build-up, we ran above 90% speed for 15 yards in the last interval. In our second exercise, ins and outs, we did 2 segments of 15 yards of top speed work. So we went from 1 segment of 15 yards to 2 segments of 15 yards. Now in this last segment, we will increase our distance and we'll do a flying 30. We'll gradual build up and then we'll run at top speed for 30 yards. The way we'll set the cones up, there'll be a 15-yard build up, 30 yards of top speed work, and then we'll finish with a 15-yard gradual deceleration. Mike will demonstrate, again, focusing on perfect mechanics. Hips are nice and tall, good posture, good arm action, and good leg action. Hips tall. Chin to hip pocket with your arm action. Knee up, toe up, strike underneath that hip. Flying for 30 yards, and then a gradual deceleration over 15 yards. Our last segment will address our conditioning. There's 3 basic conditioning drills that we'll cover today on the DVD. The first one is a tempo run, the second one will be a 60-yard shuttle, and the third one will be a 55-yard stride. Beginning with the tempo run, James will demonstrate this is early in our phase, early in our conditioning phase. This is a longer interval. We will stride 100 yards. We'll use the football field, stride 100 yards, we'll jog across the end zone, we'll stride 100 yards, and then we'll walk across the end zone. And we'll do this continually at the given tempo for the given, for the prescribed number of repetitions in the program. So here's Fraze demonstrating the tempo run. The 60-yard shuttle. This shuttle goes over 60 yards. It's 15 yards in back, 15 yards in back. So we set the cones 15 yards apart. We use the lines of the football field as our contact point where we're going to touch with our hand. Make sure that every time you change direction, you want to drop your hips, keep your feet apart with a good base as you accelerate in and out of your changes of direction. On the card, you'll see what our times are here. We're looking for 13 seconds on a line guy, 12 seconds on a semi, and 11 on a skill guy. And we typically have 45-second rest in between our 60-yard shuttles. Our third conditioning drill will be the 55-yard sprint. When we run our 55s, our line guys are expected to complete them in 9 seconds. Our semis complete them in 8 seconds, and our skill guys complete them in 7 seconds. Should be starting a 3-point stance, hand behind the line, and we sprint through 55 yards. This amounts to an 80 to 90% speed stride based upon your speed and how fast you run. Okay? We typically have 35 seconds rest in between our reps. That concludes our DVD covering warm-up, speed, and conditioning. Remember, today's preparation determines tomorrow's success. The more effort and intensity you put into these fundamental speed and mobility drills, the better prepared you'll be when you come to the University of Iowa to play football.